Hello everyone, my name is Sylokat, and it's time for a Let's Play. Today we will explore the world of Myst, looking through the main island and solving a multitude of puzzles. This series should last about 5 or 6 episodes, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you can stay up to date with the latest content. I also live stream other Let's Play content on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Twitch at 10 p.m. and I host a Jackbox party night every Thursday evening at 8:30. All times are US Central Standard. Myst is a game from the 1990s and features a point-and-click gameplay style which was very popular at the time. It allowed for game publishers to provide a rich interactive environment that at the time was cutting edge for graphics. The game itself presents itself as a puzzle game with no clues to what you are supposed to do. You have to explore to find out. In fact, the game instruction manual from the original copy was about 4 pages of installation instructions and 20 empty notes pages. The version that we are going to play today is a remastered version with updated graphics and environments, but the puzzles are still the same. It's time to immerse ourselves in this work of art and dive through the puzzles. It's time to play Myst.
That the book would not be destroyed as I planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit that such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
Okay, welcome to the Myst Island. We have a little bit of a dock here, and a ship sunken. Let's enjoy the flora, and we have what looks like a bunker. Okay, here we see this is a holographic pool, or a holographic machine. And it is a pool of water. Here comes your first test on how well you pay attention. We have the topographical extrusion test, setting 40, a marker switch diagram, setting 47, and the water turbulent pool, 67. Once again, this game is a lot of point and click. It's a lot of trial and error, see what works for you. See, we set the machine to marker switch. We can go do the topographical extrusion test.
really not much else to do here. Just kind of a introduction style of how the game is played. So let's go back to the dock and start exploring the island. We aren't going to cover any puzzles quite yet, but we do need to take a look around. So here's that switch. We're going to go ahead and flip it on, and you'll see why later. One of the weird things is the point and click interface is a bit strange. Here we have the gears. Go ahead and flip that switch. Okay. In this game, so the Real Myst comes with the option of going with a different gameplay style than the original. You can actually use the ASDW kind of controls, but for this, we're going to keep it kind of pure. Plus, trying those controls, I felt like it didn't work. We're now in the observatory, and you can see we can look at different star maps. We can change the date. We can change the time. We can change the year. And this, of course, will help us solve puzzles later on. For now, that's about all we can do here. To our right is the library. We're not going to go in there just yet. This is the rocket ship. Go ahead and flip the switch. And as you can see, we can't get inside just yet. We have the fountain area. There's a sunken ship, which should be a throwback to the docks. And then we have these little emblems. Look, here's a snake. We can press it, turn it on and off. And there is a switch that we can turn on. Let's go down a little ways. We've got the bunker. This is the power bunker. Go ahead and flip that switch. And go ahead and go down here. We're not going to do anything with it yet. Here's the power room. In this puzzle, you actually turn the power on and off. Each button increases the amount of amperage or voltage. I'm not sure which it is. And of course, you can combine them to get multiples. If you go too high, it will cause an overload and it will mess stuff up. So this right here, it tells you, hey, you're going to give power to the ship, which that is the rocket ship. We do not know what the magic number is to power the rocket ship, so we're going to just have to leave it. Okay, now we have the cabin. There's another switch. Okay, and here's a boiler. And turn the boiler on. It won't do anything because it doesn't have any fire. There's a little safe here. Try to get in. Once again, these are all puzzles that we will learn the answers to here in a bit. We have a clock tower. And these, let's see, there's a, the big wheel turns the big hand, little wheel turns the little hand. Supposedly, you enter in a time, you press the button, and something happens. For now, I'm going to reset this. Alright, let's go take a look at the library. So here is a nice little map. You can see the observatory, the docks, the gear, the rocket ship, the bunker, and... okay. I seem to be missing something. So I've got all of these. I am missing the cabin. The cabin should be in here. And the clock tower's not there either. Okay. Well, we can still turn this, but we will need to go ahead and reactivate those switches. So, for now, we'll leave it there. See the red line? That just means that we've activated that portion. And let's go see if we can figure out what's going on with that cabin switch. Okay, so maybe it just didn't take. Yep, see, it's got it in there now. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at these books. There's a red book and a blue book. The red book takes red pages. So part of the mystery is figuring out what is going on with these guys. This right here is Cirrus. The only clues he gives you is bring him red pages. And this goes on for a little while. We're just going to go ahead and skip out of it. It's loud and it's annoying. And there's the blue book. This is Akinar. And his message is about the same. It's fuzzy, it's staticky, he can't really communicate very well. He tells you, hey, bring me blue pages.
Blue pages.
That's about all we care. Okay. A couple other things we can do in this room. There's a fireplace with a lovely little button. And this is another puzzle. Of course, we don't know what to do with it yet. Okay, so now we get to the books. And the books are where you find a lot of your beginning information. This is where it's a great idea to take notes. If you want to, you can read the books. They're very interesting. They provide a little bit of background for each of the ages that are created. I'm going to kind of skim through this real quick. So this is the Channelwood book. Here's a nice little map. That's for the upper structure. Go ahead and draw a picture of that in my personal notes. And so now we're looking in the next book. So you see again this ship. So this book is going to pertain to the ship area. So there's a submersible lamp thing. I don't know if that's important or how important it is to you. It's not important to me. Here's a nice little map. I'm going to go ahead and draw this in my personal notes so I have an idea of what I'm going to be looking at. And now we get to the constellations, and if you look at the constellations, there is a image underneath. It's the eyeball and snake. The snake should remind you of what we saw on those little plaques. So I'm going to just jot these down in my notes, and we'll get back to them when we get to them. Okay, once again, another book. and for speed purposes, I'm going to skim over her. You may want to, if you play this on your own, read them. I would recommend them, with the exception of this part where it's the faded out ink. Good luck reading that. So now we see a picture of the rocket ship, so we know what this book is going to pertain to. And now we see a diagram. Very important. Any kind of diagrams or pictures, go ahead and make a copy of them for later. Or, you know, take a screenshot, print it out, do whatever. Yeah, here's another book. We'll skim through this. This book I don't think is actually important to the game, but it does have some interesting information. If you look here, this is the holographic imager that we saw at the beginning, down there in that little bunker. Alright, and so now for our first puzzle, we have to open the bookcase. You see, this shows an open door. You can click on it and nothing happens because the door's already open. But if you look at the other one, it shows an open passageway. So we're going to click on that. Now we're traversing. Have this wonderful little elevator. Okay. Oh, gotta close the door first. Safety first. So this is taking us up to the observatory. Well, to the tower observatory. So this is the book location, and for some reason it's not showing anything. Normally it shows a picture of whatever you pointed at. In this case, it would have been the actual observatory. I'm sorry. Hidden behind is the key to get into, or the key for the puzzle. And now we see a set of dates. October 11, 1984 at 10:04 a.m. January 17th, 12:07 at 5:46 a.m. And then November 23, 9791 at, I think it says 6:57 p.m. Alright, by the magic of editing, I'm going to stop doing all of the extras. This is the next one. This is for the cabin. And let's go ahead and do the next one. This is going to be the rocket ship. So the rocket ship says 59 volts. We're going to copy that into our notes. Nope, we missed it. Go back to the gears. Alright, so now let's go get the gears, and it says 240. Hey, that's the clock tower, and then 221. All very, very interesting information. Let's go ahead, make a note of all of this, and now we shall be on our way. To open the door, we simply click the open door picture. And surprisingly enough, it is now nighttime. It's probably why we couldn't see out. So in the original Myst, we didn't have daytime, nighttime. So turn off the lights. Go find the torture chair here. I'm sorry, the observatory chair. And let's input our first date. and fine-tune these as we need. Alright, and the first picture, let's compare notes. That looks like the maple leaf. Let's go ahead and start entering in our next time. Again, go ahead and use the arrow keys for fine adjustment. Or sorry, the arrow buttons. The good thing is with the time it doesn't have to be quite exact, but the year and the day is definitely. So let's see what we have here. If we look, this corresponds to the snake. So let's go ahead and jot that down into our notes. Okay, and now for our final date. Get close as we can and fine tune. It's pretty close. Alright, let's go. And oh my goodness. This looks like the beetle, according to our notes. Let's go ahead and write it down. Now we're ready to go. Oh, it's so dark it's hard to see. Let's go do this portion since we know everything. There's the snake. Let's go ahead and take care of that. Okay. There's the beetle. Whoop. There's the water. And there's the maple leaf. I hear something. Oh, did you see it? The ship raised up. And I would bet if we went out to the docks, you would see that ship also has raised up. Let's go ahead and enter in our time. So 2:40. That means the big hand needs to be on the 8 and the little hand the 2. Oh look, pretty little gears. Hey, while we're at it, let's switch this guy on. So we have a series of levers and we have to figure out what they do. So the right turns the top 2, the left turns the bottom 2. But what they don't tell you is you can pull and hold it. So we need the code to be something completely different. It looks like a reset lever. Let's make it look right. We're all at 1. We need it to be 2, 2, 1. And look. So that gear looks a lot like the one from the beginning up next to the docks. And once again, I guarantee the thing has changed. Let's open, go into the cabin. Remember that safe. We'll enter in our little code. Alright, and that looks like a box of matches. Okay. So first thing, we need to light the match. Do that on the box. And now, let's light the boiler. Okay, I hear some noise. Let's go out and look. Hey, you see the tree is raising up? So of course that begs the question, what happens if you turn it off? Does the tree go down? Okay, and we see the needles going down on the boiler. Let's run out here. Let's see what's happening. It is coming down. So, enjoy the nice sound and view of a tree sinking into the ground. Okay, and let's just hop right on. Hey look, there's a little button over here on the left. That's actually there for if you get stuck up in the tree, it allows for you to kind of emergency get out. And I realize I've made a mistake. I've actually got us to a point where we can't do anything except for go through the book. We will have to get the power in the bunker next time. But for now, let's open the book, take a look at Channelwood. Just a reminder, if you would like what you saw today, please hit that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, and ring that bell for notifications so that you don't miss the next episode on the world of Channelwood.